Oh, Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki, the one and only Oiran from Mialoon. Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy OniMon. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. I hope you've been having a good day so far. It's Yuno, you know. Indeed, it is. Yuno time. Welcome in, guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's been forever since a Yuno stream. What are you talking about? I guess that's a fair thing to say, but also crazy. Who will win the Gamer Wars? You decide. You decide. You guys personally. You going to the site is a bit slow right now. It loaded in fine for me coming to this category, but I guess there's always a chance that the load times between categories could get crazy. But yes, today we're gonna be yapping about the Game Awards because I'm probably gonna stream a watch along for it when the time comes in December. But yeah, we will we're gonna vote. We're gonna talk about it. I know you guys like gaming. I'm interested to hear your opinions, more so than mine, because as you know, I haven't really played most of these games. So, I will be interested to see what you guys think deserves to win in these categories. Dismember? Yes, dismember. That's what I said. It definitely got DDoS earlier. Oh, yeah, no, I saw it was, like, really bad earlier. That's why I waited. I was like, I could do something like around the time that they were doing that presentation of the nominees, but I figured that the site was probably going to be crazy with people voting, so I waited. And it seems like that was a good move, but I've only tried to load the main page so far, so I didn't watch, so it'll be a blind take. Understandable. I didn't think they were going to do a whole like presentation stream style thing of it. That was kind of an interesting take. It wasn't even like a premiere. They did it like a stream, but it ended up being so short, so I don't really know what the point of that was. But certainly a choice. But yeah, there are 29 categories that can be voted for. You can log in with a social media platform in order to vote, and then you can also like save a card if you want to share what you voted for on your socials if you think that's something you want to do. I will not be posting a card. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. My choices are pretty limited. I actually haven't played many of the popular games. Disappointing that Pokemon missed the cut. Indeed. Technically, it didn't, because the cutoff date is any game that comes after the last Game Awards. Technically, Pokemon did not miss the cutoff, because, like, Dispatch allegedly also should have missed, because Dispatch was around the same time. But Dispatch still got nominated for something. There's always next year for Pokemon, though, I suppose. Although I feel like if Pokemon's gonna get nominated for anything, Poketopia might win something. We'll see. Anyhow. So it immediately is starting us with Game of the Year. So if you guys don't know what the Game of the Year nominees are, we have Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now, the thing that shocked me, how did this happen? How did this occur? I did not know anything about this game. At all. So when it was announced as Game of the Year, I was like, huh? Of all of the other games that have been released this year, how did this one manage to make it into GOTY? That was a big shock. Cult hit? I guess so, but like a very strong cult. Because like, I literally never heard this game announced. I didn't know people were playing it, and I didn't know people liked it. Kingdom Come clips go hard. I see. That's interesting to know. But I was very surprised that this one ended up in the listing. Especially with how like Ghost of Yote was like in so many of the other categories. It was very much a surprise to see it not be here, and instead Kingdom Come was. Funny how half of these are indie, rip AAA. Let's be real, a lot of the AAA releases this year were not bangers. Let's be real. That said, I know, like, let's not kid ourselves. Lots of people are going to be voting for Expedition 33. Like, I already know that that's probably going to be something that just occurs. I'm bracing myself for that. The big thing about it was that it had a bunch of outrage publicity that flipped the other way when it actually came out. Interesting. But, like, I guess if it deserves to be here, that's fine. I just think that that's a major snub compared to a lot of the other games that were dominating every other category. I just, like, this was only in one other category from what I saw. Maybe 2 others. I was very, very shocked that this came in. Yeah, you're right. I feel like Silent Hill F should have been in here, too. Donkey Kong is kind of the odd one out. I definitely think that based on overall vibes, it's surprising Donkey Kong is here. But, like, at the same time, I get it. People really loved that game, and it was probably super popular with, like, families and kids. Because it literally has a second player mode that's perfect for your child to play. Because you just have to mash a button. KCD2 has the same design as Baldur's Gate 3, where the devs thought of every possible thing players could attempt. I see. KCD2 is amazing, probably my top game for this year. Well, I guess you were happy that it was nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards, then. In terms of games I've actually played, I've only played a little bit of Clair Obscur. And then I've seen people play Hades 2, and Hades 2 looks fun, but I don't necessarily know if that's enough for me to give it my vote for Game of the Year. I didn't play the other 4. And I literally knew nothing about this one, so it's like way out of my personal peripheral. I wouldn't really know what I'd vote for in this situation. I thought people weren't that crazy about Death Stranding 2. But I guess they want it in here because Kojima. Too late for Dispatch to get in for Game of the Year, but they were nominated in a category. They were, in fact, nominated in a category, though. You guys, you don't understand. We were talking about it, because I watched the stream with Hitomi, but we tried to figure out what the cutoff is for games that get nominated. It's any game that releases after the last year's Game Awards. So anything that released after last year's Game Awards was a contender for this year's Game Awards. And then conversely, anything that releases after this one is also going to be a contender for next year's. You get what I'm trying to say? There were a lot of options. But Dispatch is in here. It got nominated for something. But it only got the 1 nomination, unfortunately. For those of you that think it deserved more than 1. But I think it only got nominated for 1 spot. Also Pekora. It's not Pekora this year. We'd be skipping categories to talk about it. But it's Sakura Miko now. Which also surprised me, because I feel like of all of the Hololive talents, I'm surprised it was Miko. But that's also just my opinion. I feel like anything that gets released after the Game Awards but before the year is over rarely gets nominated. Well, they can. They just have to really make a big splash. Death Stranding 2 kind of has the Hololive push. The 1 Pekora cameo? I suppose so. Is that really enough to get a game nominated for Game of the Year, though? Anyways. I didn't finish it, but I feel like people were overall more happy with Clair Obscur's narrative than they were with Hades 2. I think in this category, Hades 2, just kidding. Clear Obscure is probably the one that should get the vote. But I wouldn't be mad if Donkey Kong somehow swept. Are you asking people to be saying about their Oshi? No, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, are there enough die-hard Pecora fans to actually get this game to become Game of the Year because they purely bought it to see Pecora? It still is Kojima? I guess so. But what I'm saying is all of the reviews that I saw for the game were not really a big fan of it. So it's very interesting that it still made it to Game of the Year. But like also, these nominees are all decided by a panel, I think. They have like one panel that decides most of the game category stuff. And then they mentioned this year that they had a separate panel for the esports stuff. So panel was like, Kojima, we know that name. We know him. I haven't seen anyone talk about it, much less articles. Have it win, not likely get into a top 5 or 6. Oh yeah, I see. That's interesting. No Sifu for fighting Game of the Year this time. How would Sifu have even... Whatever. Alright, anyway, I don't want to spend that much time on this category, so... To all of you saying that the site is loading slowly, I think I just win. I just win, I fear.
Unfortunately, I just think you guys have a skill issue. Get better internet. Get a better internet browser.
Anyway, Best Game Direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Claire Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. If 404s for me regularly. I wish I was as skilled as Yuno Hanaki browsing the website. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts lagging for me at some point, but I just think it's funny that you guys are like, oh, it's loading so slowly. Oh, it's a lag. I just think it's kind of funny. I'm so bad at click button. Me too, for real. Okay, game direction. Creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Personally, I feel like it would be between Claire Obscure and Hades 2. I'm always a big fan of how Supergiant directs their games. I feel like Hades 2 worked really, really well. Very cohesive. Were games voted in or chosen by a panel? Games were chosen by a panel. I just finished explaining this like 3 minutes ago. Sorry if you didn't hear me. But there was a panel of like game industry people that voted for all of the game stuff. And then there was a separate panel of people who understand esports who handled all of the esports categories. I think you could still technically like submit things that you thought deserved to be nominated, but then the panel would still decide what actually gets included in the final choices. Sounds like a shoe-in for Split Fiction. You think Split Fiction's direction was good? I can understand that, but like... Let me see that panel. I just want to talk. I think a lot of people feel the same way. When we were watching the nominees get announced, Hitomi and I were just like, oh, there are probably some fires happening in the comments.
Reddit probably didn't like that decision.
Thank you for explaining again. No problem. It deserves to get nominated, but win. True. Reddit doesn't like any decision. I know, that's the joke. That's the bit. You caught on. I'm gonna vote Hades 2 for this category personally. That's just my humble onion. There we go. Now I'm starting to lag. Take your time, website. Skill issue. This is what I get. This is called the consequences of my actions. Gears creaking.
See, you jinxed yourself.
It's fine. Doesn't this just mean I get to stay captive with you a bit longer? I don't even know what the next category is. I didn't read it. Oh, it looks like it's loading in now. Best narrative. For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Claire Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F. Failing to click button, good. I clicked button fine, thank you. Can't believe Hades 2 wasn't nominated for this. I heard a lot of people did not like the narrative direction for Hades 2, actually. Like, there were a lot of people who played it that were not really a fan of how it shaped up. There was some narrative stuff that people didn't really like, so I'm not surprised. This is the one where I'm really mad 100 Line didn't get a nomination. Games like 100 Line won't usually make it into categories like this, unfortunately. Normie panel, please understand. I'm surprised Ghost of Yote is here. I'm surprised Ghost of Yote was in a lot of categories. There were a lot of games that, as far as I know, lots of people didn't really care for them, but then they still made it into these higher categories, which is kind of wild. It did just recently release an update to alter some stuff near the end. Yeah, I heard that people were not a fan. People were not a fan of the ending. Sucker Punch has a lot of industry pull. Fair enough. Clicking button fine is different than clicking button good, Ms. Hanaki. I can't believe I have to explain this. I guess there is technically a difference between a good and a fine if we're talking rhythm game standards, but this is not a rhythm game. This is internet. I don't really have much of an opinion on these. Like, these three I know literally nothing about, but that's because I couldn't get through Death Stranding. You guys know I have a squick when it comes to babies in distress, and the whole first game is a baby literally in distress due to situations, TM. So would never be able to touch this game series. Then I just didn't touch these two at all. I wanted to play Silent Hill F, I will not lie. But that's because it's Ryukishi and I like Higurashi. I wanted to play it. I was actually kind of curious about this one. When Halloween was about to roll around, I was thinking about picking up this game and then surprising you guys with a horror game stream. But alas, that did not come to pass. But like, because I haven't actually played it, I can't offer actual insight into its story or narrative. But I also didn't beat Expedition 33, so. Could be a Christmas gift for us? Maybe. Maybe. I owe you guys a lot of other things. I feel like I think I'd be better off doing the things I owe you versus adding another to the plate. But yeah. I wanted to play it in October and then life kind of collapsed around me. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. October was a pretty rough month, I'm not gonna lie. It has just bad vibes all over it. The dark magics really were afoot. I guess purely by nature of like what I have experienced, I would have to vote Claire Obscure, but I didn't really get far enough to truly understand what made it peak. So I can't really... I'm not voting with absolute confidence with this. I'm only choosing it because I feel like it's the best option I personally have out of the listing. Best art direction. Can I please vote Hades? Can I please vote Hades 2? Can I please vote Hades 2? For outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Can I please vote Hades 2? Can I please? It's so good. I understand why people liked Clair Obscur. It did look pretty nice. My computer's ass, so I couldn't really appreciate it the way everybody else did. But like, I understand why people would vote for it. It is like very aesthetically pleasing to look at in a number of ways. I've never really cared for how Death Stranding looks. Ghost of Yote, what I saw of it looked all right. And I also wouldn't be mad if Silksong won. I like those sorts of art styles too. But for me personally, it's Hades too. Are these the only ones that entered? I will reiterate this one last time. I might have to redo my fucking pinned message to re-explain this, but basically, some people were submitting games and like the panels were like keeping it. The Game Awards themselves were like keeping an eye on games that were like super popular or trending throughout the course of the year. There is a panel that decides which games are actually nominated like within categories. It's like made out of other people within the game industry. So there's a panel that focused on all of the game stuff, and then there's the esports panel that decided all of the esports nominees. Like specifically specialized in esports. So I don't know if these are necessarily the only ones. There was probably like a huge list for every single category, and then it was up to the panel to decide like 5 or 6 of them. I'm the biggest Expedition 33 stan. I would disagree. I think there's like probably people that like it more than you. People are ride or die for that game. I watched a few bits of Claire. I think it looked good. It did look okay for the little bit of it that I played, but it did not like... It did not fully tickle me. That's because I like more 2D stylized art, more like these two. I don't really care for 3D art styles all that much. Unless they look more anime, and that game did not look very anime to me. Expedition 33 is the only winner here, not a contest for music. Not a huge fan of Western RPGs. Well, lots of people argue that Clair Obscur is basically a JRPG in all but name. So, me. Best score in music for outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. Don't know anything about the soundtrack for these two. I like the soundtrack in Hades 2 from what I've heard of it. French RPG. Yeah, sure. French role-playing game. Shame Nikkei didn't get in on this category. If only. Nikkei does have very good music. FRPG. Frog RPG. Yeah, sure. Where is my Frog RPG? I need that. The bit of music that I heard in Clair Obscur was really pretty. I do have to give it that. I really liked the Hades 2 soundtrack. Og. Og, oog, og. I guess. I think there is a Frog RPG for the Game Boy Color. Next stream alert. Just kidding. I guess I'll vote Clair Obscur. I'm nonplussed either way. Best audio design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Battlefield 6. sorry. I laugh every time I see Battlefield 6. I guess Clair Obscur again? I don't really know what the audio quality was like for these three, because I didn't really see enough people playing them to have an onion. Arc Raiders fans are fuming at the mouth that they weren't nominated for this category. I see. Wouldn't be surprised if Battlefield got AI in their audio too. Oh god, barf. I guess I'll just vote Clair Obscur and move on. I'm sad how many times I have to vote it just because it's the only thing I know. Okay. How do you guys feel about this? Best performance, awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. The fact that there were 3 Clair Obscur actors, I was kind of surprised. When I saw the first 2, I was like, yeah, okay. And then the third one came up and I was like, oh, it's Jover. Oh, it's Jover. It's over, I fear. And then also Troy Baker's here, so I feel like Troy Baker might win something purely based on recognizable name. Baldur's Gate 3 all over again. I know, people were obsessed with Expedition 33. But I do remember people saying that they would riot if it didn't get any sort of recognition at the Game Awards, so I'm not surprised. I voted for the Japanese VA. Miss Konatsu Kato? That's fair, she is pretty. Jennifer English might win because of Baldur's Gate 3. I guess she's a twofer because she was in some good stuff also. Troy Baker was pretty good. I heard the Indiana Jones game actually popped off like crazy. Like, people really liked it. And then Troy Baker was doing his Harrison Ford not impersonation, impression to like kind of capture the similar vibe. So I wouldn't be too surprised. I like Erika Ishii as an actor, but I didn't really see that much of them in Ghost of Yote because the only times I saw Ghost of Yote were commercials. Troy Baker kind of looks like Seth Green in that pic. He does kind of look like he's mugging the camera. I thought it was Keanu Reeves. It is not Keanu. It is Troy Baker. I didn't really play enough of Clair Obscur to really feel any kind of passion for the voice acting or like the characterizations. Pretend either Troy or Kato is Ken and pick them. I don't think that's how that works. Also, Ken is not my Seiyu bias. I like him, but he's not my Seiyu bias. First one looks like a school photo. The green background does kind of give school photo. But I think that's just professional headshot vibes. I mean, I know they're not gonna win, but I have to give my vote to somebody that I do think is pretty cool. I don't think they're gonna win, and it's kind of a disingenuous vote because I didn't actually play the game where they acted, but I have to give my vote. I have to follow my heart. Even if it's a lost cause, I believe in you.
It may be a lost cause, but it's for me.
Fair, thank you. Someone's gotta put the fake bookcase picture in the background for Max School photo vibes. So true. Forget the background with the stars. That was the background I chose all the time for my school pictures. I always wanted to be the starry one. Anyways. Innovation and accessibility. Recognizing software and/or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Oh, do they actually teach you about it this year?
Did they actually show you what they did?
Oh, I guess I could do it like this. Oh god. Hey guys, you like reading? You want me to read this out loud to you? You guys like to read? I'll read this to you. Okay. Ahem. Accessibility means reducing and removing as many unnecessary barriers as possible so that everyone can enjoy video games. Each year, we recognize the innovations in accessibility. Games that are pushing the boundaries of accessibility and going above the standard to include disabled players. Below are the 5 nominations, each excelling in their own way. I actually, like, I'm not gonna lie, I think that this is really good for them to actually explain why they're nominated, because I remember last year when I was voting, I did not know how to find what they actually accomplished. I couldn't find what they had actually accomplished to make their games accessible, so I didn't know how to vote. So I like this. I think this is good. Atomfall. Atomfall is Rebellion's most accessible game to date, built with accessibility in mind to make sure as many people as possible could access the core game experiences. Options include configurable text contrast and size, one of the only games to scale up to 52 pixels at 1080p, high contrast mode for gameplay, and optional audio cues for players with low vision, including a highly customizable audio-based FPS aiming system. By design, the game is colorblind accessible by default, uses unique and informative audio cues, and welcomes a range of players through playstyle presets and customization. There's a strong focus on motor accessibility with optional automation for movement, traversal, firing, and reloading, highly configurable melee and aim assist, and detailed remapping allowing up to 4 keys per action and choice for whether each should be tap versus short hold. Other considerations include a range of motion sickness mitigation, HUD and nav assistance, detailed color customization, configurable subtitles with direction arrows, a setting to choose whether menus should pause gameplay, and more, informed by lived experience expertise from consultants and charities that worked with the team to make Atomfall more accessible. Ah. Okay. The Doom sliders can make the game so easy that even Yuno could beat it. I'm not on to Doom yet. Let me read.
We're not there yet.
Okay. Doom the Dark Ages. Doom the Dark Ages is designed to be approachable and accessible, allowing as many people as possible to become the Doomslayer and wage a medieval war against hell. Combat and difficulty is highly configurable with a wide range of modifiers including game speed, in fine-grained increments from 50% to 150%, enemy projectile speed, parry window, and daze duration, combined with assists like shield throw seeking, auto-sprint, enhanced targeting, and empowered attacks. Visual accessibility was also a priority for id Software, with gameplay high contrast settings that allow configurable degrees of environment desaturation and color overlays. It provides individual hue and opacity options for enemy, hazard, interactable, pickup, attack, shield breakable, enemy leaders, and parryable attack. This works together with settings for parry recolor, text scale, HUD scale, high contrast HUD, pop-up magnification, and configurable reticle to create a more accessible experience for low vision players. There's also audio visualizations showing direction and type of incoming attacks, cinematics intentionally designed for important sounds to originate from on-screen sources, a range of motion sickness toggles, and much more, pushing accessibility of the Doom franchise to new heights. Ooh. Okay. Not to be rude, but do you really believe someone's going to read all that? Yes. I think it's important to read. I understand that it is a lot of text, but that's because there's a lot of accessibility things that are being provided in these games. Kinda dumb Doom is on there when their entire game isn't on the disc. Accessibility my ass. It's not about whether the game itself is accessible to play. It's about whether when you're playing the game, once you can access it, is it also easy to play? That's a lot of words for the summary of Rip and Tear. Well, then close your ears. What do you want me to do about it? I personally want to read this because I want to make sure I have an informed decision when I vote. If you don't care, there's an X button that'll let you leave the stream. I think this stuff is important. And like I said earlier, last year they gave no information about how these games were actually making their content more accessible. I, for one, think this is good. But if you don't want me to read it anymore, fine. I'll shut up and I'll just read it to myself. I'm kind of vibing with Assassin's Creed Shadows as options simply because I have issues with auditory processing, and a lot of the things that they provided for their accessibility is specifically targeting people who have issues with auditory processing. Kind of vibe with that a lot. Although I do wish they just offered overall more. Although they did change how their remapping works. What to do when every option in a category is bad? Pick the one that's the least bad.
Pick the one that you think is the least bad.
Roll a d6, also true. Or just don't vote. I don't think you have to vote for every category. Motor accessibility, Real-time chat transcription between text and voice. That's a good feature. Vote for yourself. I vote for me. I'm not in this category, but I vote for me. Volume and pitch options. That's interesting. Haptic and audio cues. Write-in vote, cute Onigorl. So true, bestie.
Oh, Hanaki, welcome in.
I think of these options... it would be between Doom and Assassin's Creed for me, but again, Assassin's Creed was a lot of, like, audio stuff. As somebody that struggles with audio. I like that they mostly targeted stuff for, like, audio accessibility. Audio-described cinematics is pretty cool.
Upgraded subtitles.
They also have, like, tone tags and indicators, which is very interesting, too.
Stop skipping ahead! I'm not there yet!
I mean, I already know who all the nominees are, so it's not necessarily like it's spoilers, but... still. Right in Expedition 33. Did Expedition 33 really do that much for... well, I mean, I guess it depends on the category.
I'll vote Doom.
Next category. I can close this tab now. Also, in case anyone's wondering, I am playing the Pokemon Jazz again. I didn't know what else to play while we were doing this. I didn't want to load in the OniMon BGM, mostly. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I literally just took a big sip of water, but I'll take another sip. Games for Impact! For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Hey guys, it's for me. Hey guys, it's my category. Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wanderstop. I really wanted to try Wanderstop. I liked the look of it during the trailers. I haven't picked it up yet. I watched a little bit of Consume Me because Hitomi played some. At least I'm pretty sure this is the same game. It looks like it is. Consume Me had a very interesting, like, overall vibe and concept. We didn't get super far, though, because when she played it, it was only, like, a demo version. Thought South of Midnight was canned? Well, I guess not, because it's right here. It's right here, but it's right here. But I did want to play Wanderstop at some point. personally, I think I want to vote for Consume Me. I heard Despalote was also pretty good. Definitely captured another kind of vibe. I don't know anything about Lost Records. Like, literally never heard of it. But I think I'm gonna vote Consume Me. That's what we want Yuno to do to us. Consume you? Please do not tell me you're into 4. This is not what I wanted to hear about. Wasn't canned, they didn't market it. That's fair. I literally did not hear of it ever, so I guess that is proof that they did not market. I'm on Twitch, forgot I can't delete my message. It's there forever. Ha ha ha. Okay. Best ongoing. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, No Man's Sky. Hitomi kind of gave a side-eye when Helldivers was nominated for this category. No, wait, no, it was community support where she gave the side-eye. I don't know if she feels the same way about it for ongoing. Hitomi, thoughts? Final Fantasy usually takes the category for a lot of these, though. No Man's Sky is the honest winner? Really? I mean, I guess it did evolve the player experience compared to what it was before, right? Tamagotchi did not taste like chicken. You guys just taste like fire. Charcoal core. No Man's Sky massive redemption story. I guess if they are the comeback kid, I do love a comeback story. Dude put his money where his mouth is and made good on all his promises. Oh, interesting. I mean, like I said, I don't mind voting for an underdog. We love a comeback kid. We'll take that. Best community support. Okay, yeah, this was where Hitomi gave the side-eye at Helldivers. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. I would say Baldur's Gate 3 for this, if only because I was listening to a video about Stardew Valley the other day, and he mentioned that Larian Studios was like very openly like excited about people making fan what are they called? Sorry, my brain's farting. When you have a game and you add mods. Sorry, I'm stupid. They were very pro mods being added of their characters. They thought that that shit was awesome, and they never sent like a cease and desist or anything. I thought that that was pretty epic. Baldur's Gate 3 is now with updates, and their updates were amazing. So true. Wouldn't Fortnite count as continued? It's more like, look at what skin we dragged in. I think that they still do add, like, game modes and, like, new features and stuff. Fortnite also has become more of, like, a create-your-own-world type of experience versus just shooty pew-pew games. So, I do think it still kind of counts. Anyway, Baldgate. Best independent game. This category is crazy. Outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. Absalom, Ball X Pit, Blueprints, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong. Let's be real. Silksong's probably gonna take it. I mean, Expedition 33 still could, but still. Half of the games of the year. Listen. like we were saying earlier, it feels like AAA games are starting to kind of flop to the point where indies are starting to take over a lot of the bigger categories. Toss up between Expedition 33 and Silk Song for me. Understandable. Which game is the most indie? This was their first game, right? Sandfall Interactive and Kepler Interactive. Was Blueprints Dogu Bomb / Raw Fury's first game? I feel like I would want to vote for the underdog in this situation and choose Blueprints just because I feel like they really are emblematic of indie here. Not that these ones aren't, but they also already have like huge followings. Well, gained a huge following with this, but like, still. Hollow Knight is literally 3 people. Is it still 3 people for Silk Song? Did they not expand the team? Is most indie most made by like 3 dudes in a basement? I don't know. I don't really know what classifies as most indie. My personal thought is just that I don't feel like Hades 2 should get it because Supergiant Games already had like a pretty big following. Whether you call it a cult following or not. They already had like a solid fan base with the original Hades. So it feels slightly disingenuous to allow them to win this category here. Even if they are technically indie. I think I'm gonna choose Blueprints though. My vote may mean nothing, but I am going to exercise it regardless. Best debut indie game. Best debut game created by a new independent studio. Here's Dispatch. There they are. Blueprints, Clair Obscure Expedition 33, Despalote, Dispatch, and Megabonk. Pretty crazy category. I don't know. 33 or Dispatch? Recency bias, but I kind of want to vote for Dispatch. Did you guys like Dispatch? I didn't stream it, obviously, but I've been watching Hitomi play ever since it released. So a lot of my opinion is based on the choices that Hitomi made in her playthrough. Watched Hio play. Did she finish the game? Or did she only go through a couple episodes? I didn't see how far she got. I enjoyed watching people play it. Dispatch has been looking like it is a fun game. I love game in quotes. It really is just like an interactable show. Did the first 3? Very fair. Watched some of it and it looks disappointing. I wouldn't say disappointing, but I do think that the issue is that it's like a playable show in a lot of ways. Also, Hitomi and I have some thoughts. After the version of events that we got, we have thoughts. Some of them are not positive. But like overall, it was a fun experience to go through. But we had some like very strong complaints about some of the narrative decisions. Lots of edgy humor for the sake of being edgy. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that might not be entirely true. For me, I think that like sometimes it was funny, and then there were definitely times where it was like really pushing it a bit too hard. And then also writing issues. That's the genre that's like getting mad at a racing game for having too many cars. Oh no, I agree with you. I personally enjoyed it because I also like those kind of games where you get to just sit and watch. Also, if we want to go back to accessibility, it's kind of fun that you can turn off the quick time events in case you're not good at the quick time reaction stuff. So you can literally just watch it. You can literally just watch it like it is cinema. They needed, you know, the editor to edit them. There were so many times where when we would be ranting about the stuff we didn't like about the story that I was just like, it would literally take 2 lines to change it to still get what they want, but like still give the player the ability to choose things. But again, I'm not gonna get into it here. If you guys are watching somebody else actually stream it, I don't want to spoil the game for you. But no, I think the humor overall was pretty good for Dispatch. I think that they did talk very much like humans a lot of the time. But then there were parts where I was like, maybe it's a little too much. Where it seemed like the joke was just having them cuss a lot, which I'm not even that much of a prude. But it was just kind of like, okay, I don't know if you really need to say all that. So for me personally, if I was going to vote in this category for debut indie, it's probably between Blueprints, Clair Obscura, and Dispatch. Because I've experienced it all the way through in a iteration, I will have to say Dispatch here. But I have to say I'm not very optimistic for it to win. I feel like Clair Obscura and Blueprints might knock it out. Also, I've heard so many people praise Megabonk. I would not be surprised if Megabonk, manages to be like a sleeper agent here. This convinced me I'm giving it to Dispatch.
Yippee! Good vote.
I've reached the edge. I think in general they made banter pretty good and a feel of actually doing pretty good with an ensemble cast. I agree. I wish there were still like different moments. Like I wish we got more one-on-one time with all of the characters. But the way they were talking, they said that it was a season finale. So I wonder if they are planning to make a season 2 where we'll get to see more of the other characters we didn't get to see as much of in the game. Vote has failed. Otsu, it's over. Back home, we'll keep your votes, thankfully. Oh yeah, no, I'm aware that it's gonna save my votes. I just think it's funny. Winning Game of the Year and Best Score is sufficient for Expedition 33. Yeah, but I think a lot of people are gonna vote it for a lot of the other categories, and it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get real silly here. Reach the Microsoft browser. No, doomed to Microsoft. It's over. You can do it. You can do it, website. I believe in you. Okay. Where is the vote? Where's the vote button? There we go. We're so back. It's trying to save me from mobile games. How kind. Weirdly enough, the sequel was talked about. It was talked about in the sense of they were thinking about it, but are not entirely, like, confirming. Or they don't want to confirm nor deny it, I think is where they're at right now. They think it would be cool if they got the chance to do a sequel, but they're not, like, they weren't confirming anything. So I think that's important to keep in mind, too. Okay. Best mobile game for the best game playable on a mobile device. Destiny Rising, Persona 5 The Phantom X. This is so funny that this is here. Sonic Rumble, Uma Musume Pretty Derby, and Uma Musume next category. I mean, Uma Musume did take the world by storm. I never picked it up. If the Hans game lost, I'd be gobsmacked, surprised even. I do think it's gonna win. Also, this means we get to hear Jeff Keighley say Uma Musume again. Uma Masume. Remember the year that they said Genshin Impact? It wasn't Jeff who said that, but it was like the other host girl. I love when they butcher the names. I think about Genshin Impact every day of my life. So I hope we get to hear Uma Masume just because it won. So anyway, that's what I'm voting for. Lads getting robbed. Lads would never get fucking nominated. Are you for real? Best VR or AR? Boy, I love not knowing anything. For the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. Anyway, I really wanted to play Midnight Walk, so I'm gonna vote for Midnight Walk. Purely based off of vibes. It has a non-VR version that I thought about playing during Halloween time, too. Because it's advertised as being, like, horror, but also kind of cozy. So I was kind of interested to see how they would combine the two vibes. But I'm just gonna vote it because I think that the art style is really cool, and I think it's like stop motion? Claymation? I don't think it's claymation, actually. I might be lying, but I think it's stop motion. Like, the game is stop motion animated. And I think that's neat. I've reached the edge. Help! I can't do it. I have to keep clicking and going back.
It doesn't want me to do anything.
The edge comes back. It always comes back. Every time you get close to the edge, you take a few steps back because you're not ready to take the plunge. What is this? Devil May Cry? Ay, ay, ay. Time for Firefox. Edge just failed us. Why are you so edgy? Why are you edgy? Lord. Okay, we're on to action game. Catherine PTSD triggered.
That's crazy.
Please let me in. Thank you. Best action game, best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat, Battlefield 6, Doom, The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Hades 2. For me personally. Just for me personally, Hades 2. Having played Doom, def not it. Want to play the new Ninja Gaiden but haven't yet? That's fair. It looks like good. Would I play it? Never. But it did look good, the trailers I saw of it. I understand the vision. That's a 6. It is a 6. I don't know why you read it as a 4. I think you were combining Battlefield 6 and Ninja Gaiden 4, but it's okay. I do that all the time. Will I convince Yuno to play another Supergiant game? Only time will tell. I mean, I've had several people say that they think that I would like Hades. So maybe the day will come where I eventually attempt Hades. Whenever I've, like, watched other people play it, they've been like, you know, you would probably like this game. And I'd be like, oh, you think so? Battlefield 6 is probably going to win that category. Well, they can certainly try. That won't stop me from voting for my beloved. Maybe she doesn't play it because she can't relate to the studio's name. I had to think for a second what you meant, and then I thought about the word Supergiant, and I wanted to fucking squash you like a bug. Fuck off. That's so fucked up. Best action adventure. For the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, I think Split Fiction kind of deserves it here. If it's based off of these categories of combat and traversal and puzzle solving, well, there wasn't so much like combat, quote unquote. But the traversal and puzzle solving in Split Fiction was really fun and very satisfying. And I actually played it, so I feel like that's a more competent vote for me to choose. People might choose these ones because they actually played them. But for me, I did really like this. Getting squashed like a bug by Yuno. R.I.P. Yuno and her small, tiny, unable to choke us hands. I will squeeze you. Mark my words. Death Stranding isn't very actiony, if I remember correctly. Isn't it literally just a walking simulator? That's what all of the criticism I heard about it was. Silksong will squash it, but Split Fiction deserves it. I know. I'm voting for Split Fiction just in the off chance. Death Stranding 2 is more combat focused than the first. Oh, well that's actually good to know. Neat. Best RPG. Best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Avowed. Sorry. Video pause. Avowed, Claire Obscura Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and Outer Worlds 2. 3 of these 5 don't deserve to be here. I agree. If it's based off of these categories specifically, are you sure about that? Player character customization. I don't think Avowed will win, but I enjoyed it as an RPG. I don't actually know anything about it. None of these are Dragon Quest. Suspicious lack of JRPGs I'm seeing here. I will reiterate, people have said that Claire Obscura is a JRPG in all but name, so this is probably the closest option if you prefer the JRPG playstyle. Yeah, it looks like you guys are in agreement that Expedition 33 is probably gonna win here. Can I vote for Monster Hunter Wilds even though I never played it simply because Tofu keeps me updated on the character that they made to look like me and then keeps showing me in pretty outfits and like the little Damadachi familiar? I'm biased. I can't help it. See, the little updates is always so cute. I'm voting purely for bias. I don't actually know anything about Monster Hunter at all, but I just think it's cute that they keep me updated in this little thread of like, I put Yuno in a new outfit. I tried to make her purple because you said you're gonna be purple, and I'm just like, aw. Aw. I appreciate it. Yes, I see it every time. I don't necessarily retweet them, but I like every reply that you put in that little thread. I love it. So anyway, that's my personal bias. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Noticing the 2 are Obsidian RPGs? True! Obsidian seems to be killing it in the RPG department. Speaking of games, there's lots of games that are like releasing / like going on sale on Steam right now. Is it the Steam Winter Sale? Or are they just gearing up for Black Friday? Because there are a lot of games that I wanted to pick up and I was like, ugh, 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 because I literally don't have the money to get games right now. But so many games that I wanted to play are releasing and I'm like, fuck. I want games. Black Friday, I think, fair. Fall sale, I think, which coincides with Black Friday. Okay, fair. Understandable. Have a good day. There's so many games. I wanted to pick so many up. Okay. Best fighting, best game design primarily around head-to-head combat. 2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, Virtua Fighter 5. Is 2XKO even officially out? Is it? I genuinely don't know. Tekken isn't in this year. I was very surprised by this lineup of games, honestly. I feel like I personally have not heard of any of them, so I was like, what? It's in open beta? Oh. 2 of these are collections of decades-old games. Do those count? I guess because they still released this year, they count. But that's why I was surprised. I was like, why are people only voting for these, like, older games? Also, 091123. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. 2 are retro collections and Virtua Fighter is a 2008 re-release. Wow. Always have a soft spot for Fatal Fury. It looks like we are choosing Fatal Fury. I'm willing to choose that too, because I just genuinely don't know. I was going to choose a fighting game that I knew someone streamed, but I've never seen anybody stream those, so I don't know, man. Okay. Best family. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. I don't know if I would call Split Fiction a family game. Compared to the other games that they have released, I don't know if I would call Split Fiction a family game. Sonic be Sonic. Well, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds kind of has like family game vibes. I'd rather vote it for racing if we were going to put it in a category. When I think of family stuff, I don't just think of Nintendo, but I think of like games that are just kind of like simpler. And I hear that the controls for Sonic Racing are kind of funky. But I still haven't gotten the chance to pick it up yet, so I don't know for sure. Zero, thank you for the bits. Funds for games, lol, thank you. I will hold them close to my chest. That next Twitch payout better watch out. Sonic Racing is Miku, it wins by default. You are valid for thinking this. Miku does make it win in some ways more than others. But it still doesn't really register as family game to me. I'm willing to vote for Sonic Racing in the racing category, but I don't know if I'm willing to vote for it here for family. For me, with family games, it's between Donkey Kong Bonanza and then maybe Lego Voyagers or Mario Kart. I was saying this earlier, but I think that Donkey Kong Bonanza kind of deserves it purely because the second player mode where you play as baby girl here, you literally just mash button and that's all you have to do. And you can't even do it all of the time. Like you have one player that does most of the work and then you activate baby mode and you go goo goo gaga. And I think that that's very family core for a parent to bond with their kid. So I'm gonna say Donkey Kong Bonanza. Remember, you can vote for whatever you want. Donkey Kong seems to be a genuinely good game from what I've seen people saying, so it's valid. Oh yeah, it does look like it was a lot of fun for people who picked it up to play. Okay, Sim Strategy. I don't know anything about anything. Not Hakudo, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you guys for the bits. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. This category is gonna be so biased. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evilist Chronicles. For some reason, I struggled to say both Evilist and Chronicles. I don't know how to talk. Testing, now I know how to use this function. Yippee! Jurassic World Evolution 3. Sid Meier's Civ 7. Tempest Rising, The Altars, and 2 Point Museum. Not Civ 7, absolute garbage. Jurassic World, surely. Evilcles. Evilcle Chronicles. Very true. I don't know why, but we kind of giggled when 2 Point Museum showed up. I was like, that's kind of funny. The Altars is a new one, never seen this before. I've seen it around. But you're literally like monitoring a guy and his like alternate personalities, but then it's also like alternate universe versions of him that all live in like the same place, and you have to make sure they don't die, I think. I don't entirely remember the premise, I won't lie to you. But it was something like that. Putting strategy games and Sims into one category feels weird. That's why I was surprised to see 2 Point Museum, because I feel like all of these are more like strategy. Well, I guess not this. But these all felt more like strategy management types. And then we just had like 2 Point Museum, which is basically like cozy museum making time. So I don't know. I kind of want to vote it just because I think it'd be funny. Another meme vote for the category. Okay. Best sports racing. Well, I already discussed this. Sonic Racing, you get my vote for this. Hatsune Miku, I will come to you soon, I promise. I'm on my way, Hatsune Miku. Getting the money to buy the game is a bit of a pain in the ass right now, but someday soon, Hatsune Miku. Sonic sweeps this one. I would say I agree. All in for Hatsune Miku. Me for real. They don't even need to tell me what the other DLC characters are ever going to be. I'm fine with just Hatsune Miku. I need nothing else. Sonic Rester garbage. Thank you, Sonic, my goat. It's interesting that they combined sports and racing in the same category this year. I thought it used to be two separate ones. Because it's weird to see these two, like, soccer games next to the racing games. Best multiplayer. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did like Split Fiction. We didn't really have many issues when Hitomi and I were playing it, but I kind of feel like Peak deserves it here. Might be Peak, actually. Arc Raiders will win, sadly. I mean, you say that, but there were a lot of people who played Peak. You never know. But I think Peak really does kind of deserve it. I have had, like, I've, like, never had a single connectivity issue when I've played Peak with people. Never, ever. So, I don't know. I personally think it could stand a chance. I manifest for Peak. They kind of deserve it. If they don't get it, it's understandable, but I think they deserve it. I've reached the edge. I just say it very defeatedly every time it makes me see the frickin'... Lord. Let me in. I don't want to watch. Let me in. Please, we're so close to being done. Man. So, peacocks, huh? Open up. Thank you. Thank you. I already voted for this. Oh my god, is it not gonna load my vote? It's acting like I haven't voted, but then it forced me back here. Am I in a loop? Did my voting for Peak break the website for real? Seems like it forgot to save it. I know, that's why I'm trying to go back and make sure that it works, but it's not... It's not clicking. Okay, hold on. Let me try going to best adaptation, and then if I go back, we'll see if it saved the vote. Vote machine broke. Please unbreak. We only have, like, 20-ish minutes. We need to lock in. I had to click back to the categories and vote, then wait for it to blue the square. But it did blue the square for me. But it did. Ugh, this is so ass. Okay, hold on. Let me manually refresh the whole site and then try going back to the categories section. Proof of them rigging the votes. You voted for Peak? We put that in there as a joke. Idiot. Okay, best multiplayer. Thank you. Peak. Next category. You can do it. I believe in you. Thank you. Recognizing outstanding creative work. Sorry. Best adaptation. Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. This sure is a category.
Minecraft.
Are you sure? I don't know about that. We've come from Arcane, the Mario movie, Castlevania, to this. This is such a category for sure. I've heard a lot of people say good things about the adaptation of The Last of Us. I don't know if they feel the same way about Season 2 that they did about Season 1. Definitely not Devil May Cry. I have not really heard anything positive about this. We did not know there was an adaptation of Until Dawn. Me and Hitami both, because Hitami was like, oh, Until Dawn, there was an adaptation? That Devil May Cry anime deserves anti-rewards. It deserves to be taken away. You think people will vote for Minecraft just because of Jack Black and the chicken jockey fiasco? I think people will vote for Minecraft just because it might be the one thing that they like heard about and watched that was received even remotely positively. From what I heard, it's nothing like the game and it's just similar in name alone. That's so ass. Yeah, I figured you were talking about Until Dawn. That's crazy. I mean, I kind of laugh at all of the games in that genre. I don't think they're very scary. I think they're funny. So I wonder if I would like the show more if it ended up not being similar to the game. But good question. Should I vote for The Last of Us? Like, I really don't know. I have no opinion about the Minecraft movie because I never watched it and I never intend to watch it. You win an anti-award, meaning the next award you win, we will come on stage and smash it live. That's funny. I like that. Anyway, I'm gonna vote for The Last of Us. I don't know what else to vote for this category. Sorry, Minecraft. I would not be surprised if Minecraft won, though, purely based on, like, other people not knowing what to vote in this category and choosing Minecraft just because it's Minecraft. Throw in some Wilhelm screams, a Benny Hill soundtrack, and a laugh track, and I think it might become a comedy game. I know, it's so funny. It's so funny. You've reached the edge. It really does not want me to finish voting. It's just like, please. Stop clicking. Unable to load categories. That's what I fucking thought. How dare you? Literally, I only have like 5 left. Let me do this. Please. We're almost done. Then I can close the site and you can relax. They really need a better site for that thing. I don't remember it having this many problems before. I guess last year I didn't try to vote the day that the categories went live. After you voted, Pika is dangling you over the edge. Please don't drop me down. I don't think I can take the fall damage. If you drop me, I hope it's because you have a first aid kit. You wouldn't drop me if you didn't have a first aid kit ready to heal me when I fall, right? Right? Okay. Most anticipated game. Recognizing an announced game that has demonstrated illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. Can I vote for Wolverine? Like, of all of these, Wolverine is the only one that seems even remotely interesting. In my onion. GTA 6 wins by default. I mean, in terms of things that are, like, anticipated, sure. By level of people excited. But the thing is, demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. GTA 6 is not going to do that. GTA 6 has been in development hell for so long, it's not going to do that. RE is Zombies, def not your most anticipated. Yeah, it is not. I would not pick RE. I do not care about 007 First Light. I am also not particularly interested in The Witcher.
An offering. Thank you so
Where's
much.
Phocopia? You're literally me. Why is that not on the list of most anticipated? I would have been with you, Charlotte Suzu. We should have campaigned for a write-in ballot. I was also talking about this. I really want Phocopia to be recognized at some point. Also, Feral Dragon, thank you for the $60 tip. Oh my goodness. Put it aside for Sonic or Bills, up to you. Oh my god. My dreams of getting Sonk real. The Sonk. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Content Creator of the Year. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm so thrown off by this guy. For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2025. Okay. Okay. What is that? This is the burnt peanut. The freaking peanut. Ay, 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 ay. Annoying Orange? I did say that he gave Annoying Orange vibes. So apparently, Burnt Peanut is a streamer who plays Tarkov. Hitomi and I looked into him to figure out how he even got into this category. He has like a... what looks kind of like a 3D model that is this, like it's the peanut, and then he talks and he like looks to the side and he's like, he like yells. He has that kind of like yelling, comedic, silly haha vibe. Not really a style of humor I like. But we also didn't know who he was, so we were like, huh. What? I feel like you have to pick the VTuber. Do I have to? I mean, I don't watch these two. I don't know who they are. I have watched Moist Critical, but I don't watch him very actively. I wonder if it's a meme choice. I think it is, because when I was looking stuff up about him on my own time, so that I could explain him to you guys if you asked me, it said that he doesn't even consider himself a VTuber. So he's probably very pissed off that he's been nominated in this category. And then he also got nominated in the VTuber category in the Streamer Awards. So he's gonna be so pissed off. I find it amusing to hear him in Dispatch. Honestly, he did a really good job as Sonar. Compared to other times where he has been like cast to act, I feel like he actually managed to put like a really good amount of emotional depth into Sonar. Okay, fine, pick the girl. But I don't even watch Miko. It feels very disingenuous. I don't know. I feel like people just keep trying to put Hololive VTubers in here for memes. I've never really watched Miko. I don't really know anything about her and her vibes, to be honest with you. Elite? That tells me nothing. But whatever. I think you guys are gonna scream and cry if I don't vote for her, so I'll vote for her. I've made a few concessions for myself. I will give you guys this one. I know your heart says Charlie. It did. But since you guys are literally begging for me to vote for the woman, I'll vote for the woman. I've watched none of these, so I'm picking the VTuber. Fair enough. Okay. Surely. Okay, we only have the esports ones left. I honestly don't mind if these don't load. I don't know anything about esports. I wouldn't be mad if you voted Charlie. Well, it's too late. It's fine. Best esports game. I don't have an onion. Mobile Legends Bang Bang. When this one was announced, Hitomi was like, that sounds like something a 5-year-old would say when trying to explain a video game.
Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
No Real Onion. Valorant, I guess. Can I vote for them to skip this category? I mean, this category usually isn't directly announced during the Game Awards anyway. League of Legends is for people who hate themselves. We cannot support such a detriment to society. You're so right, Charlotte Suzu. I would never have voted for League of Legends, even if I did have an actual opinion on the category. You are so right. I would never vote for it. I've never touched it, ever. I'm a good kohai, Charlotte. Please understand. I've never, ever, ever touched League. I've never even thought about touching League of Legends. Do you understand? I have looked out for myself. I'd vote for CSU simply for the knife market crash a couple of weeks ago. You would vote it because of a crash? I guess that's fair. Anyway, I don't know any of these guys. Have you been League adjacent and watched Arcane? No. Never watched Arcane either. I downloaded the launcher twice in my life and deleted it before I had the chance to launch it. You came so close. You came so close to delving into sin, but I am glad that you didn't do it. I don't know these people. I don't know about the others, but Kakere won the last big season and then retired due to a neurological dysfunction he developed. Menard is a top Street Fighter player, always in contention for a win if he shows up. Oh. It is kind of sad to think about someone having to retire. I suppose for the sentimentality. I don't know what else to vote for anyway. Oh my god! Stop! Don't push me because I'm close to the edge! Stop! I literally have one category left. Ow, the edge. Sun, the hedge. Please, I just have the one. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, last one. Best esports team. Sure. They want you to suffer. They really do. I just want to finish voting. Recognizing a specific esports team, not the full org, judged the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2025. Gen G, NRG team. How did he say it? Jeff Keighley said Falcons really weird during the presentation. Falcons? Why did he say it like that? Falcons. That's clearly Falcon. Falcon. Team Liquid PH and Team Vitality. I don't know anything. I've been summoned by Dota too. NFL Ting, really? Why does he do this? Good question. I think Masume is still the funniest thing, but I was so thrown off by how he pronounced Falcons. I was like, what? I do know people that say it like Falcon. That's weird. Falcon. Eh. Anyway, do you guys have any opinions on this? Last year, the esports categories were easier because you guys actually had opinions. Is it an accent thing? I guess it must be, but it was so weird. Not really, no. Man. Vitality, but IDK about the rest. I chose Vitality because they looked happy. I kind of love that. Have you heard how Benedict Cumberbatch says the word penguins? I feel like I've heard this at some point in my life, but I do not actually know. Penguins? That's kind of awesome, I fear. Penwings. That's very cute. I like that. If we're going based off of happiness, I feel like NRG looks very happy. They're very excited about this trophy. It looks like an hourglass. But I mean, Team Vitality also looks like they're excited. You did the narration for a penguin documentary and forgot how to say penguins properly partway through. Well, listen, if you're saying a word a bunch of times, it starts to sound less and less real. So I totally understand what he was going through. Having to do stuff like that in one really long session is probably killer, because you do eventually just, like, lose track of how to say the word. I do genuinely get it. You say a certain word enough times, and it just does not sound real anymore. And then it becomes a mess trying to pronounce it. Judge them by the game they play. Sad. E-boys. I don't know anything about Dota 2. Sad. And I don't know anything about Counter-Strike 2. That doesn't help me with my voting, unfortunately. CS2 is old men. I mean, I don't know. I think I'll just go with Team Vitality because that was one that I saw people choose. Sure, whatever. I don't. It's fine. I'm not gonna be plussed either way. Yes, I know I've reached the edge, but now it's over. Team Vitality is mostly French if you want to find a fault. Well, considering I love the Pokemon game that is set in Pokemon France, I do not find that to be a downside. Also, the game that's about to sweep the Game Awards is literally like very, very French, so I wouldn't worry too much. France is taking over the video game industry, I fear. Okay, we're done though.
We did it.
Let's go, gamers. Does the all category screen acknowledge your vote now?
Yeah, all of it's blue. I did it. We voted for all of them.
Okay, good stream. The stream ever.
Yes, 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 yes.
I will not even know who I voted for wins because I've already forgotten who that is. You're so real. By the time it gets announced, it's just like, oh, cool. Good for them. I remember who I voted for. And they are always... okay, thank you for the stretch. I'll stretch right now. And they do always announce the, like, esports categories as, like, one-off side winners in between what they consider to be the bigger, like, more important awards. So it's probably just going to be a side acknowledgement anyway. I doubt they're going to make a big deal out of it. Like, Content Creator of the Year is also probably going to get that sort of treatment. Oh, cool. If you hover over, it actually shows you what you voted for. That's fun. Imagine writing in Expedition 33 for Best Content Creator. It sure did make content for a lot of streamers, that's for sure. Didn't you get Expedition 33 gifted to you? Hopefully your PC will be in a state to handle it one day. Yes, I did receive it as a gift, but my PC does not like it. My PC does not want to load it at all. So I can't really play it at the level of the expected quality level that I'm sure most people got to experience it and have fun with. The vibe was not really there for me, very unfortunately. But maybe someday if I ever manage to get a big boy PC upgrade, I can play it at a higher quality standard and actually enjoy the experience. I will not be streaming it though. No more RPGs for this channel for the foreseeable future. Watching it low res, I read most anticipated game is most anticipated scam. Most anticipated scam. Wolverine. I picked Wolverine because it looked kind of cool. Most of the other games that were there, I just had zero interest in. We need to get Yuno a Steam machine. The Steam machine does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. It does look pretty neat. And I do have a capture card. My capture card is normally hooked up to my Switch because that's the only thing that I stream console-wise. But if I got a Steam machine, I could easily just swap out the capture card that I have and then we'd be able to play Viddy game. Could be kind of fun. Maybe someday. I'm not really gonna be pushing for it anytime soon, though. I'm good where I'm at. I just think it would be neat to maybe get sometime. Yunothon, let's go. No, no, Yunothon. You don't understand. I'm literally only at like, especially with this stream being so short, I'm only at like 390 hours. I still have 390 hours to go. I cannot do another Yunothon. I cannot add more time. I really can't. I'm trapped here. I really do think the Steam machine is a smart idea for everyone. I would agree. Even if you don't necessarily use it for your game, for like offloading game stuff, it would definitely be good for VTubers because then you could have a separate thing that runs VTube Studio. So then your actual like beefy PC could be used to run the game. Let's get Yuno the Powerball winning ticket. I've been waiting. You guys keep saying as soon as you win the lottery, I get some money. Where is it? Judge Judy tapping her wrist, her imaginary watch meme. Where is it? Yuno Skeleton will be streaming long after she's dead. Well, I think I can still finish the time off probably around... I mean, I don't want to make any bold claims, but I do think that I could probably catch up to the time by the time it's like the 1 year mark of the Yunothon, so June 2026. I think I could probably get all the time down. That's as long as I'm pretty consistent with my streaming and I manage to fit in some more long streams there, which I should be able to do because we've got things like my birthday and other like more countdown-y type streams coming up. The holiday season will allow for more stream hours too. To finish before New Year's, Yuno would need 80 hours a week. We need Yuno in jail stripes for 2026. But I'm not trying to finish before New Year's. 80 hours a week is also crazy. That would mean streaming for like 10 hours a day minimum. And I'm not insane. I'm not crazy. Have a little mercy upon my being, thanks. It's fine. Like I said, I think if I work hard, I could probably clear out the hours by the time we get to June 2026. I'm not too worried about it. That would make me cry. Why would you make mama cry? I'm sorry, Hitomi. They're trying to keep us separated. Or they're trying to force you to be on stream more to hang out with me while I'm held hostage. But no, it's fine. We'll be okay. We got this. Anyhow, I think this would be a good time to wrap up. So that way the ending screen can do its one loop and I can send you guys over to Isla-sama. Let me get the link for Twitch side. For those of you that are Twitch only, let me get the link for you. Because you're not going to be able to follow the raid over. Concert time. Concert time! I'm so excited. I love Isla Coleman of the Isla Coleman channel. Isla Coleman. I love her so much. Okay. So yeah, you guys can go over here. Make sure to send your greetings, your warmest of regards for the princess who is turning 16 on this day. Yes, yes, yes. The actual concert, well, she has the time set for 9:15, but I think she's gonna try to start sometime in the 9 p.m. time frame. Well, you should go and you should celebrate, and also there are guests, and also there are guests you might recognize. There's a girl with like horns and a headdress over there. I think she's green though. I don't know if you've ever seen a green woman before, but there's like a green woman there, and I think you should maybe you should check to see what kind of shit she's getting up to. There's like a green woman, I guess. I don't know. But mostly stay there for the princess. What a weirdo. I know, green? Weird color. Anyways. And then tomorrow I have karaoke. My own karaoke. I'll be doing some sang-a-lang-a-ling-a-ling. I don't know what I'm gonna sing yet. I have to see if I can make a set list or if I'm just gonna wing it, as I sometimes often do. Sometimes, always. But we'll have karaoke tomorrow. And then my usual days off will occur. Thumbs up. Thump up. Want some outfit ideas for yourself? Green would look good with gold secondary. I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know. I don't know if those colors really suit me, to be honest with you.
Okay, anyway, I gotta dip. Thank you guys so much for choosing to spend time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Yunotsu! See you at the concert. Bye-bye!